Now I'm going to show you how to load master data manually using the function maintain master data. For this example, we are using the transaction codes RSA1, RSA14, SE11, SE16, RRMX, RS ISET. So these are the transaction codes we are going to use for this example. Okay, now let's start. The first thing is you need to log into your SAP BW by selecting this option. For example, if you go to your desktop, you have to click on the SAP logon icon and you get the screen, and select your BI system, say logon, then you enter into this screen. Okay, you come to SAP Easy Access. The first transaction code we are going to enter is RSA1. Press enter. It will take to your info object screen, and this is your data warehousing workbench. Under modeling, we are under modeling screen. Okay, for this example we need to start creating the info object. What are the transaction codes for the info objects? RSA14. Okay, so if you go back here and type RSA14, press enter, you will reach to your info objects. So by default it will be selected. Now for this, what we have to do is, we have already some existing info areas, but we don't want to use them. We are going to create a new info area. So for that, right click on the top node screen. This is your parent node or top node, you can call. Click on create info area. Okay, I will show you again. Place your cursor here, right click, create info area. So I'm going to create the info area. This is your technical name. So I'm giving here class 1. This is my info area for class 1. You can press enter, or you can click on this continue. Bottom of the screen, you can observe your info area has been created. So you have successfully created the info area. Now what we have to do, we have to create the info objects. Okay, let's start creating the info objects. Before creating the info objects, in your previous classes we have learned how to create the info object catalog. So if you want to create the info objects, first we need to create the info object catalog. So select your info area, right click and select create info object catalog. So what are the catalog types we have learned? There are two types, characters and key figure. So initially we are creating an info object for characteristic. So select your characteristics info object type, and now enter the technical name for this. Say info object salesman ID character. So characteristic info object catalog for salesman ID. Okay, now you have to press enter to make sure that it is created by you, the naming space. So cursor will be selected. Now click on create. So I have created the info area, and I created the info object catalog. So click on activate option. Your info object catalog has been activated. Now go back. This is your info object. Our aim is, what we're doing now here, we are loading the master data manually. So when I'm loading the master data, I need only the characteristic info object. I don't require the key figure, right? So now let's start creating info objects. Now select your info object catalog, right click, say create info object. This info object for whom? Salesman ID, SID 1. Okay, salesman ID 1. Say continue. Select the data type as a character and say the length is 5. Now select master data or text tab. You can observe there are two check boxes has been checked. If you see, you have a attributes tab here. If you uncheck this, attributes tab will be disappear. So make sure that you have selected with master data, so attributes tabs will display. Now we don't want to create any text here, so uncheck this. Now select the attributes tab where we have to create some attributes for this salesman ID. So let's start creating. So I need a salesman name. Create name, salesman name, press enter. I think it's already existed, so say 1. Salesman name is already existed. If you want to see that one, double click on it. It shows that there is already a salesman which has been created. Okay, so now select this row, say delete, say salesman name 1. Okay, now press continue, type description, select data type character, length 20, continue, then create age, say age 1, press enter, salesman age, data type numeric 2 digits, press enter, salesman address, press enter, salesman address, data type characters 20, press enter, then salesman phone, press enter, salesman phone, this is numerics 10 digits, press enter. So now we have created attributes, right? So it will, what happens is once you enter this, it will create all the attributes based on the attribute name and the description you have given. So once you're done creating the attributes, what we have to do, we have to activate. Click on activate button, select activate dependent info object, continue. The system will create P table, S table and M view. Okay, so it's created salesman ID, age, name, phone and address. Press F3 and back. Okay, so now we have created the info objects. So what we have to do, we have to enter the master data manually. To enter this master data manually, you have to select your primary key, that is your salesman ID, right click, select maintain master data, click on execute. So you can observe here there is no data exist. So we are entering the data manually. So you have to create button and enter your data here. Salesman ID 1, for example, salesman, age, address, phone number, continue. For one more record, salesman 2, name, age, address, phone number, continue. Address, enter the phone number, press enter. Okay, once you've done this, what you have to do, click on save. So once you save this, click on go back. Okay, so you entered some data here, right? So how to check the data has been entered or saved correctly or not? For that, we have to enter the transaction code SE11, press enter. We have been told you that when you create this info object with attributes, it will create the three tables: P table, S table and M view. So what is the table name? /BIC/P and your info object name SMID1. Okay, now click on display. So it is not exist. Check it out. What is your info object name we have created? For that, click on this create new session. Go back to your modeling or SA1 and go to your info area where you have created. Expand your info object catalog. Select your salesman ID and check your technical name. This is SID1. So come back here. SID1. This is your P table. It starts with the P. Click on display. Okay. Now it has been created the info object /BIC/SID1. Okay. And it has some attributes also: name, age, address and phone number, right? So now click on contents. It's compiling. Okay, now you can see here, you can check from which record to which record you want. You can enter like record number 1, 200 or something. Otherwise you can click on execute. It will display the data which have been entered manually. So this is our data. Okay, now go back. We have tested in a P table. Now let's check in a S table. SID1. Display. Again select contents, execute. So we have this SIDs. Okay, this is your SID table. Now we need to check in your M view. Okay, remove this M SID1, display. This is your M view. Select your contents, execute. This is your M view. This is how you check the data in the tables. For that, what you have to do, you have to enter the code, transaction code SE11. Come to ABAP dictionary initial screen where you have to enter your database table name /BIC/ the different table names which starts with the P, M, S and all. This is how you check the data in the database table. Okay, now we have created info objects and we have loaded the data manually also. Now let's create a report with the data. So what is the transaction code for that? RRMX. Press enter. It will open your BEX tool. It's take a little bit time to open the BEX tool. Okay, you can see your Microsoft Excel. The BEX tool is integrated with your Microsoft Excel. Now click on add-ins menu, then click on tools, say select create new query,